Day 7, the Major League season started today. The Major League season started today? Say hello to the panel. Say hello to a slapping tournament. Look at this. Ow. Look at this. Damn. Boom. Let's go around that horn.
In the face.
It's actually called the Male Slapping Championship. That's what it's called in Russian.
Do that in Showdown. Sounds good for me.
All right, T-minus 19 hours for the tournament. Duke picked in half of all brackets right now. Biggest favorite in half a decade. We know there's pressure on everybody, one and done. We know there's pressure on Virginia to not lose to a 16 again. We know there's pressure on Ramona Shelburne to get her picks in on the ESPN Tournament Challenge, Ramona.
Come on, Momo.
But now that it looks like it's turning into Duke versus the field and people filling out the brackets, what does the pressure mean for the Blue Devils? Israel, you want to start us off?
I do think the pressure sort of got ramped up a little bit when they went from, hey, are they still going to be a 1 seed when they didn't have Zion, to all of a sudden being, oh, this is the clear favorite, so now you have to win it. But if you're going to tell me that Reddish and Barrett and Williamson, they didn't know coming into this year this would be their only year, this would be the reason that they're here, and it's 6 games to win it all. You fail or you succeed. And I think when you have the pressure of the 1-game tournament, you know, the do or die situation, I think that creates pressure for every single game, and it's sort of a coach's dream. Hey, 1 game at a time, don't look ahead. So I think everything has been coming down to this. They've been preparing for this type of pressure. I think a little bit of extra pressure because they're a solid favorite, but after that, no, I think it's what they were here for.
Where are you on this?
I don't think there's any pressure whatsoever.
None.
I think those kids don't. I don't think there is. They know that they've got Zion back. I think the only problem that they suffer from is shooting 30% from the three-point line, and nobody in the history of the three-pointer has won a national championship.
Wow, that is news I can use, Woody Page. Thank you very much.
But I don't think they realize the percentage, and I think that they are just going to go through the tournament, keep the pressure off them. They know that we now got Zion back. He's going to lead us to the promised land.
Woody Page, bring in the stats, bring in the information. Here's where I am with this. Clinton Yates, I'll turn to you. The comp is Kentucky, because a half a decade ago, that's the last time we've had a favorite this big. That was the undefeated Kentucky team. There was pressure on them, and they didn't make it to the championship game. So where are you with this Duke team?
I actually think it's kind of the exact opposite of Kentucky. Think about what Duke has been. Coach K is not the most likable guy in America, but the storyline of the season has been the friends we made along the way with Zion. Duke is suddenly a very likable program, and just the fact that he's kept him healthy and kept him in the entertainment sphere, I think people are willing to say, hey, man, let's just watch this kid play. If you win it all, you win it all, but they're picking them because the talent level is that high. Coach K is a likable guy now, and that is what
Duke
makes the
is likable.
Pretty much nil for Duke, yeah.
It was the friends we made all the way. Very nicely done, Clinton. And one of the friends we're going to keep. But you got to fill out a bracket, Ramona. Let's get on this. All right.
Come on, Mo.
I take my time with that. I wait until the absolute last second to do it because I actually need time to study and read. Or in this case, sometimes I will just.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Please, go ahead. Yes.
Okay. Okay, look, the 30% that from behind the three-point arc that Woody cited is the number that you want to pay attention to. It's the worst number, the worst shooting percentage for behind the three-point arc, any team in the field. They also shoot 69% in their free throws. So if we're talking about
that's not nice.
If we're talking about pressure, that's not a good number because when you get down to it in the NCAA tournament, it's not going to come down to how many points you score in the paint where Zion's great. It's going to come down to can you make free throws. Zion only shoots 65%.
Woody and then Israel.
Minnesota has been kind to Coach K. The last 2 times the tournament's been held there, Duke has won. So he's excited about that. He is emphasizing that to those players about free throw and three-point percentages, saying, hey, guys, this is like a home court for us.
Understandably, but you can't.
For one,
go ahead, Israel. But you can't just tell people to shoot better free throws. I mean,
Tony, I don't mind the fact that they're that poor from the three-point line because obviously they know that going in, and it's not their strength. Their strength is to get to the rim, let Zion do the dirty work, sort of muscle people inside. And when you are desperate, rather than pop a bunch of threes and hope they go in, you want to go to the rim. That's what Duke's going to do.
Makes sense as you're saying it, but also something I'm going to mark. should they lose, I don't mind them being so bad from the three-point line. Might be something we come back to, Israel, but that's all right.
Do it. Mark it down.
All right. Nobody has Duke going out this weekend, right? In the first two games? Nobody? Nobody? All right. Well, good. But let's talk upsets now, because on average, 5 double-digit seeds win a game each year, and at least one double-digit seed makes it to the Sweet 16 each of the last 11 years. You saw Belmont last night. Maybe some of you guys are falling for 11th seed in Belmont. Maybe you're not. Woody Page? Gimme, gimme, gimme. I want upsets.
I got the horse right here. The Anteaters. I'm all behind the Anteater Nation. You see, Irvine, we're talking about a team that's going to go in and upset Kansas State. Kansas State, if they're the Anteaters, Kansas State's the Sloths. They just slow it down. That's going to work great against Irvine. They haven't lost a game since January. They have won 30 games this year. They got 4 guys that have been all conference. And they've got a coach that is really special. They're confident going in. They have, as I said, they won the regular season title. They won the conference title. And they play great defense, just what you would expect from Anteaters in life who actually defend their territory well.
I'm going to take your word for that. I didn't know they were so defensive, an animal, a creature. 13/4 there. Ramona, as Woody was saying, you seem delighted. Is this your pick as well? Everybody on UC Irvine?
Yeah, I like the Anteaters too. I mean, this is my backyard, so we were sort of paying attention to them out in the Big West. They've won 16 in a row, and they're playing Kansas State, whose best player, Dean Wade, is out with a foot injury. That's a problem right there. I also like Oregon in that 12-5 game right there. Won the Pac-10, Pac-12, won the Pac-12, and I'm going to roll with my West.
Okay, so you have a 13/4 and a 12/5 in the same little bracket, which means you do have a double-digit seed getting to the Sweet 16, which would be for the 12th year. Clinton Yates, you got some upsets for us?
I do. To me, it's the Yale Ambulatory Bulldogs, if that's what you want to call them, of New Haven. Listen, they've got Mie Oni, who's arguably the best player in the conference when he decides he's on. They scored a ton of points in the Ivy League final, and James Jones is the coach. They already beat Baylor a couple seasons ago. It's not like this is their first time around upsetting somebody. I definitely have Yale over LSU, who is a mess right now.
You got some great stuff today, Clinton. The Ambulatory Bulldogs, not to be confused with the running Bulldogs
of Gardner Webb.
Exactly. Have you ever seen a Bulldog run before? Has anybody seen a Bulldog run before? Israel Gutierrez.
They kind of
I want upsets. I want multiple upsets. Don't just give me one. Come on, let's go around this horn.
I apologize. I've got to give you Yale, too. I think they'll beat LSU for a couple of reasons. One, you mentioned Oni there. Copeland's another quality scorer there. But LSU, not only do they have their team in turmoil there with their coach, but they've won 7 games by the skin of their teeth. I've seen my own Gators, a 10 seed, beat them twice. I think LSU is ripe to go down. I think Yale will do it. They scored 97 points in that final against Harvard.
Right.
Yeah. All right. I got an idea here. Since you went with Yale there, maybe next Halloween, your pit bull. Yale. Woody Page, you got one more upset you want to get in here? Please, go ahead.
Well, sure. I want to respond to Ramona. Let me help you out before you do your bracket, before the Final Four.
I don't know. Don't take his
Oregon,
advice.
Don't go with Oregon. Wisconsin is so far superior to Oregon. You know you're out there. That Pac-12 was awful this year. There's not a chance. Badgers, we need Badgers.
All right, let's get this right. It's Pac-12. Pac-12, so let's get this right. Ramona, I'm going to let you slide in that because when you were at Stanford, it was still the Pac-10 when it was your conference. So that's fine. Yeah. All right, so I got a couple 12s. I got a couple 13. That's the biggest upset anybody has on the board. Nobody's got any 14s rolling here. Nobody's saying the Magic's going to happen again for a 15 or a 16. All right, we'll move on. Clinton, I turn to you because you are our baseball historian and you are a baseball reporter. The idea of starting your season a week before the season actually starts in another country, all right? Mariners beat the A's 9-7 this morning in Tokyo, which is actually this afternoon in Tokyo. But the game started 2:30 a.m. local for Seattle and Oakland fans. Yes, it's good to globalize the game. It was awesome to see Ichiro get the treatment. But is it really the way the season should start?
I really don't think so. They tried this a couple seasons ago in Australia, and the Dodgers ended up having a mess of a beginning of the season as a result of it. However, we got to see one of the most fun players in the game. For those of you who don't know, Matt Chapman, one of the best defensive players in the league, had a great play today. Listen, overall, I think that the idea here is good. Some cultural blending of the two things. They played a bunch of exhibition games as well. But again, 6 a.m., I get up early in the morning. That was even early for me, and I'm not even out on the West Coast. I'm just a baseball nerd. This is not the way to do it unless you involve a lot more teams and have a lot more, noticeable game days that you can play.
Ramona, starting a season in another country a week before the rest of the season starts, yay or nay?
Yeah, I hate it. I mean, it feels like something like a minor league team would do, right? I mean, and I don't think baseball needs to resort to gimmicks like this. I like that you have Ichiro there, but there's still like 2 weeks of spring training left. What are we doing? And Clinton, you brought up the right point. I remember the Dodgers go down to Australia to have that opening game there. That's when Clayton Kershaw got hurt because he wasn't ready. And I think you're putting your players at risk when you abbreviate spring training that much.
Woody Page, did you wake up? It would have been, 3:30 a.m. local your time? Did you wake up to watch this one?
Yeah. I've been to the Egg Dome several times for baseball games and football games. You don't even know what week it is, much less what day it is.
When you're in the dome?
This makes no sense at all. If you want to start the season somewhere, do it in a similar time zone in Mexico, Puerto Rico, somewhere like that. But don't go to Japan because it did screw up the Dodgers. They weren't right for like 3 weeks. The pitchers are not in some kind of rhythm, and you can't take all of your players over there that you want to use at this time of the year. I'm going to Arizona this week. I don't know if anybody's going to be left there. I don't know when the season starts now.
And Israel Gutierrez. That's no.
I mean, I like the intent of it, of course, but the idea of spring training being when you get your body ready and then all of a sudden you have one experience where your body's just going to be out of whack for a week, I think that's a bit of a problem there. But my favorite part about this game was in the 4th inning when they took Ichiro out and the fans are like, oh, wait a second, we're supposed to applaud this? We want to watch him play the whole game. Don't take him out now. I don't like this routine. This American thing is terrible.
All right.
Terrible.
I mean, it's great when the Australian Open maybe, or when you have some of those big events that you have to wake up for, when the World Cup is elsewhere. Yeah. That's kind of cool. When this one kind of sneaks up on you. Raise your hand if you knew it was the opening day of baseball today.
How
Just
low
Clinton.
can I put my
Woody, what did you want to say? Woody, you had one more thing?
Well, I was just going to say, I wake up at that time of night every night anyway. I sleep like a baby. I
Hey now.
wake up every 2 hours.
I'm going to bed at that time of
All
night.
right. We're going to buy or sell next.
Psst. Hey, you
Came back from 25 down in the 4th. D'Angelo Russell, 27 in the 4th. He then pleaded the 4th. I'm built for this bleep. What's the takeaway from a win like that, from a loss like that, Momo?
Oh, look, I'm out here in Los Angeles where every time D'Angelo Russell has a game like that, Jim Buss grows a set of wings, right? I mean, it's like, he was their draft pick. That's what they thought he would be doing for the Lakers. And the fact he became an all-star this year, he's thriving in the 4th quarter. When he made that shot here in LA a couple years ago and he said, I have ice water in my veins, but the team was losing, everyone laughed. Now he makes those shots and it looks
now
good.
The water's a little bit colder. How about you, Woody Page?
Yeah.
Well, just be aware, Ramona, when he's a free agent, he's not coming back to play with LeBron and the Lakers either. I think it's a critical victory for them. It kind of showed what they could possibly be leading into next year. They're right in the hunt for the 7th and 8th positions, and you have to like exactly the way that Atkinson, who most people don't even know is coaching the Nets, the job he did last night of changing up from man to zone. I love how he's coaching this team.
Why do you say next year, though? Why can't Brooklyn make a run? Israel, talk to me about this Nets team.
Well, they're very interesting. They're a lot of fun. They got closers on that team, and obviously Russell, you got Spencer Dinwiddie who can go nuts in the 4th quarter, and Karis LeVert, if he ever gets back into a rhythm, can do that as well. This team has a lot of really good players. They're missing that one superstar, maybe somebody to sort of really team up with Russell to elevate you past the first round, but right now they look like a really fun
Clint
team.
Yates?
Let me just say that in a league in which the commissioner very seriously addresses the needs of mental health, but then very casually talks about how his kind of players aren't having a lot of fun, seeing Russell have this much fun after getting jettisoned out of the Lakers is tremendous. I am very happy for this kid. He's a great ball player, and he showed it last night, and the Nets are going to be happy that they got him.
Just for this year, though, okay? You said, Woody, an 8 seed, a 7 seed. Let's look at the standings. It could be Milwaukee. Could be Milwaukee without Brogdon, without Mirotic. That's a matchup there where anything could happen. Yeah. This is something to consider. We'll move on.
No, you are wrong.
Okay, I'm not wrong. I'm just saying it could happen. Buy or sell too, getting got by Harden and living to post about it. Ken Bazemore, a full statement of what happened. It's always a chess match against Harden. I used a spin on defense for better recovery to protect the step back 3. Obviously, I guess wrong. When dealing with an assassin, they attack you when you're most vulnerable. Woody Page, buy or sell the explanation?
I'm selling the explanation. I've heard of Matador defense. That was a revolving door defense. He just wasn't even he was moving out of the play.
Great today.
Just say, hey, I messed up badly.
Gutierrez?
I mean, I'm all in on him just giving the explanation and just admitting that he failed here. But when your explanation is, what happened was, it's not going to go over well. You got just deal
Lynn
with it.
Yates?
Yeah, the purpose of the explanation was completely useless, but I have an issue with the fact that he could have still been in this play. He turned around, spotted Harden, and did not follow up. He could have still possibly blocked this shot if he kept running.
And Ramona Shelburne.
Totally buying this. He didn't fall. That's all that matters. He didn't fall. He did what he had to do not to fall. That highlight would have been played forever in James Highlights highlight rules if he fell.
I mean, but he did flail with the arms. Big inflatable, used car sales lot,
so
you know?
different.
All right.
So different.
Fire sell 3, Vontaze Burfict to the Raiders, of course, with the Raiders, right? And now, teammates with Antonio Brown, with whom he has hunted head before. Quote, it's all positive, man. There's nothing negative here. Israel, buy or sell?
I mean, if I'm Antonio Brown, I'm cool with it because he's finally on my team and I don't have to worry about taking those hits as long as he's not coming in here with some sort of owner mentality or telling Derek Carr not to throw him the ball, and I think he'll be fine.
Okay, you got the right car. Clint Yates, how about you?
Yeah, I'm selling this being a problem between the two of them, but I'm buying the fact that I don't love that the Raiders are going to encourage this kind of nonsense from Burfict. Burfict needs somebody to step into his life and tell him, hey, you could be a great football player if you turn away the nastiness. I don't know that they're going to be that team.
Mona Shelburne?
Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, I want to hear what Antonio Brown has to say here, not what Burfict has to say, because there's certain hits that you can forgive, but going after somebody's head is not one of them.
And Woody Page.
Yes. Here's what I suspect, Ramona, is that John Gruden went to Brown and said, are you okay with this move? Because if he hadn't been, I don't think there's any way he'd be out there. But the Raiders are trying to return to that sort of toughen bully kind of attitude that they used to have when Gruden was there before. But this is not the way to go about it. I would never sign him.
Speaking of Antonio Brown, we do have a post from him on social media, Ramona. He has spoken since the signing, and he says, all good. Bully season is actually what I think he tweeted out after that. You don't like that, Clinton?
No, that's not what's up with a guy like Burfict coming to your team with that kind of a reputation.
We have to say goodbye to both Ramon and Israel right here, but none of you guys fell down. I mean, you may have had a little spin there, but that 34 points per game is going to be great on your season average. Woody Page, Clinton Yates, showdown right on the other side. Group name around the horn, motto, Ramona, get your picks in. Here's what you do. You fill out a bracket, you beat the panel, you beat the whole field, you get control of Woody's blackboard for a day on TV, and then we send it to your home, and you control the blackboard for life. Brackets, do it. Showdown time, let's go. Showdown 1.
Straight up in the air, Puig's way. I don't know if he sees the ball, he's got it. All right, yeah,
Woody, did Puig get you there? What was better, the acting or the scouting that placed him there?
In the world where shifts are all the rage, everything, I like it when you can just stand there and wait for it and catch it in your pocket if you want to. The
point here is that it was the scouting because he didn't even have to move, but the acting would have been better if he'd done it with less than 2 outs. He could have doubled some guy off. The bases were already jacked. I love that. Just do it at a different time. He might have actually gotten better results.
Point Clinton Yates, showdown 2. This is at the Red Wings Rangers game last night. Sansa Stark chugging the red wine. Prediction right now, this is how Game of Thrones ends. Conduct becoming of a Queen of the Thrones, Clinton?
Absolutely. Let me tell you what this is called. It's when you check your phone and it says, your Uber is arriving now. Bang! You throw back the entire glass of wine and you get out there and you get in the car.
Wrong.
That's where she learned that.
This is like Seinfeld in the pick or the scratch. You do not chug wine. You chug beer. You do fireballs. You sip wine. She's got it. John Starks, when he was there, he wouldn't have done this. I don't think there's any way this makes
you chug wine.
You're saying that's a shot, John Starks. Not even John Starks would take that shot. That is very funny, Woody Page. I like it. 3-point. Hurts me, but I like it. 3-point answer. We'll move on. The last showdown here. Okay, here we go. This is just incredible. This is a real tournament. It's called the Russian Male Slapping Championships. I say again, Russian Male Slapping Championships. Prediction right now. This is how Game of Thrones ends. Woody, is this the greatest sport ever? And should it not consume the entire world and be an Olympic sport? Who says no?
I'm up for it. It's the worst sport I've ever seen in my 78 years of covering sports. What in the hell is that all about? You doing that for an equivalent of $400?
It's a rogue sport in Russia. Of course it's the greatest thing in the world. What more could we possibly ask for? For all the bloviating we do, every once in a while, you want to just sit out and smack a guy in the face and settle things that way. I'm here for this all the way. Put it in the Olympics.
You know what? Why have a mute button anymore? When you can, I mean, we should have a physical slap. That's what we should have.
Right.
Point Clinton Yates, but the final is 3-2. Woody Page, 30 seconds of FaceTime, Woodrow.
We're talking so much NCAA. Let's talk about Abilene Christian playing Kentucky. And we kind of know how that probably is going to go, but Joe Golding is my favorite coach in the tournament. During the celebration when they got in, he ripped a hole in the seat of his suit pants. So he went back home to Abilene Christian. He went to the tailor, said, "Can you give me a new suit?" He only has one suit. He said no. So he's going to wear the same suit against Kentucky. And guess what color it is? Baby blue. Kentucky's color.
All right. We are on a 119.5-hour break off for the tournament. See you Monday.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Loeb on his World